Okay, it's a magical video. It's a video about magic. Today we're gonna talk about magic, and if this voice hasn't filtered you by now, thanks for watching. So today we're talking about magic. So as usual, play some music in the background, watch some clips have provided for you in the viewing screen and for your eyeballs to view. And we're gonna talk about magic. And I wanted to talk about magic's shortcomings, why I think it's the second best damage type overall in the game for PvP invasions, probably just PvP in general though. Now there's a lot to talk about here, and yet if you look at the bar, there's about a 17-minute video. I don't even know if I'm going to really fill this all up, but I realized that I have a lot of magic damage based builds, just various play styles, and I wanted to show them all, and I figured what better of a video to talk about all this stuff while also showing like how insane the variety is for magic damage in general. So just enjoy. If you're curious about the builds you see on the screen, maybe I'll provide the details for you in the comments, just ask. But for now, you know, just enjoy their little introductions here in the beginning. Anyway, yeah, magic damage is the third damage type we're talking about. And talked about lightning, I talked about fire. What I want to get out of the way real quick is why is magic, why are you saying magic isn't the best damage type? Like, in all these clips I'm about to see, isn't it clear that magic is the best damage type? I think it's probably the most fun damage type in the game for PvP, as in like the sheer variety and all that stuff. But getting to the core issue, it's the problem with magic is that it's popular and it is good. It is good, it is popular. Every nerd knows how to use it. We all hate dirty wizards, right? We all hate them. Here's a video full of dirty wizards and magic tree and all that stuff, and you're gonna see why it's good. But its problem is that it's so good, it's known how good magic damage is. People already know something like this build right here, this glass cannon mage, how stupidly disgusting that damage is. One comet can do 1200 damage if you can build it right, and we'll get into how I do that too. But the thing is, it's known how strong magic damage is. It's easy to mitigate. If you run into a group that knows what they're doing, they can not only buff themselves, they can buff their team with a heavy, I think it's like 40% damage reduction. It's disgusting. If not for that, yeah, magic damage would easily be the top damage type. But lightning doesn't suffer from stupid rain like fire does, water and rain. Not to mention it gets a benefit from the open world aspect like that, the weather effect. No one runs lightning fortification. No one runs fire fortification. I think I'm the only one who does that. But for 10 faith, you can run any fortification you want. But people seem to only remember that the magic one exists, and the magic barrier is the one you got to look out for as an invader, or even just, I guess, duels, because it's just too easy to load up. I mean, a smart invader himself will load up on fortification or barrier just to get rid of, you know, pesky wizards in the back line shooting you down. So without that, yeah, I could see it easily without contest being the best damage type, because you get all the benefits that element damage gets with magic damage, okay? You can buff to crazy limits, you have a variety of spells and weapons to choose from, yada yada yada. And you have some great uniques like the Moon Veil or the Dark Moon Greatsword, and so on and so forth. But yeah, the biggest problem with magic that holds it back is it's known how strong it is, and people who come prepared, they come prepared. 40% negation, even just the fortification one, 10 faith, that's nothing. It's easy to get ready for that. So I mean, you see me use it in this video on a few builds anyway. Just because why wouldn't I counter other wizards while I'm a wizard myself? But okay, we get that out of the way. Where else is magic lacking to say like lightning, or maybe the other two elements, holy and what is it, fire, and then of course physical and statuses and all that stuff. Well, magic's not lacking in much. In fact, it's ahead of almost everything. It's got variety, it's got playstyle variety, it's got what I call effective variety. I can choose all these playstyles or wacky, cute builds, but they're actually really strong, they're really good. Magic's just stupid good. You got, I mean, you can't really talk about Frost without talking about Magic, right? So, you know, I got a whole wizard based on ice magic and ice proccing, all that stuff. Not to mention the Dark Moon effect, but yeah, and then you have strong weapons like this, the Moon Veil, which is, even after being nerfed, is way more tolerable, way cooler to use now. But it's still a stupidly strong weapon, especially if you know how to build for this kind of the damage. So, okay, well, I'm going all over the place. Magic, if you don't know, let's cover the basics here. Like the other elements, you can boost with the Scorpion. I've said my statement on the Scorpion, why I think it's worth it, and people don't understand it. It helps you stack damage. Something else about the Scorpion with Magic specifically, or maybe not totally exclusive to Magic, but very beneficial to Magic builds, is if you're going for something like a hybrid where you're using melee weapons, Ashes of War, and stabs and spells, the Scorpion gets a lot of extra benefit for boosting all of your damage, not just your spells, not just your Ashes of War, and then you can stack those with whatever you primarily use. And so this is another argument of why I say the Scorpion's really good on elemental builds, and people just don't understand elements and how to like really draw out the power in all of these. Now that's not to say in this whole video all of my builds use the Scorpion. I use it when it makes sense, when it really adds some extra damage to the mix. But that, you know, needless to say, we use the Flask to boost the magic damage, 15% PvP. And yeah, when applicable, we'll use the other talismans like the Graven Mask Talisman if we're casting a lot of spells. But another cool thing going on, I think we covered what I wanted to about what sucks about Magic. Let's get back into what's awesome about Magic, why it would be the best damage overall, but more importantly, why it's probably one of the most fun, if not the most fun, Magic or like damage type in the game. So I love Lightning, it's probably my favorite, but after making this video and just seeing just the absurd amount of like unique play styles I can create with Magic-based damage play styles, whatever you want to say, like we've got like, as you've seen now with all the intros, and I've got more builds I could do with Int and Magic. I've got a big sword guy. I just thought that was a little boring to show off. I've got, what is it? I've got a dude that's level 200 that has full dex and full int and buffs the weapon, and you just do stupid damage at that level if you build for something like that. But in this video, we're just showing off crazy different Magic damage play styles, and there's a lot. You've seen now all of them, all the main ones I primarily get on and play. But we have like the Ultra Wizard here, just ridiculous class damage. I don't see a lot of people play something like this. Maybe I'm just like blind to other players, but it's stupid how much damage you can build up on this character. And this guy is the epitome of the Magic Scorpion, the physic, the helmet, like all the things people tell you not to do. You have to have 50, 55, 60 vigor. No, I don't. I have 41 vigor on this guy, and I delete people. And I'm running the Scorpion. I have no defenses. Like, it's just ridiculous. Light roll just makes it even better. Just Glass Cannon Mage. Blade Mage right here, one of my favorite play styles in the game, period. This is one of my oldest builds. It's been refined over and over. Just different takes, and it's now at a point where I just love it. It's all about the blades. It's all about the blade magic, using the spells, using the Ash of Wars. It's stylish as hell, and it kind of requires more skill to pull off some cool stuff than my other builds, but when it works, it's so good. And how strong the damage is by focusing in on those Karian spells with the right staff. You don't need as many stats as you would on, say, a dude running a Lusat staff. It's just really good to see like what's in the game supports those decisions. Like if I want to focus in on this, I get this massive damage just running these sword spells, and it's absolutely worth it. There it is again, the magic barrier I'm using against magic. I run into a lot of mages too. Did I mention this? This is why barrier is so important. This is the biggest weakness of magic damage itself. Here's another thing, Arc Wizard. Okay, stole this build from somebody on YouTube. You know, shout out to them if you know who it is. But Spiral Wizard, right? But check this out. Something fun about Arc Wizard is, hey, here's another magic damage type, Dragon Head. Disgusting damage, especially if you're stacking 4 magic damage. Here's another example of yeah, total badass magic in play. See how I controlled that chariot to kill that guy? Crazy arc magic. No, I'm joking. But yeah, like the AO Kid's Dancing Blade, another magic type of weapon. We got to be reminded of it. Like, man, I wish Arc Wizards actually had red magic like the sword does. But anyway, that's just a small aesthetic thing I like. But yeah, you can do some crazy damage with the Spiral Mage being, you build up damage with the sword, and then your spells do massive damage, even the little glintstone shard. Death Guy. Death Guy is so surprisingly good, so surprisingly fun. There's no stabs on this. By the way, we do use the Rancor spell, but we use it with the Rancor pots. This spear is retarded good. I never would have thought so. I saw somebody else be using it, and I was like, okay, I gotta try that. But I wanted to use Death's Poker. I wanted to use Health and Steeple. Absolutely, you know it. Gravity Wizard is one of my favorite playstyles in the game because of this sword right here and the combo potential on this guy. There's only 3 things I do on this character. I use the Waves of Destruction on the Greatsword. I use Gravity Stone Fans to set up kills with the Gravity Bolt and the Waves of Darkness, or Waves of whatever, Destruction. Gravity Bolt is stupid, easy to spam. I don't have any shame playing this build, especially when I made this build was back when Ash of Wars were stupidly strong. I'm happy to see this build is so freaking good. Still so freaking good. Again, Moonveil, tons of fun to use. Seems like every clip I have of the Moonveil in this video just ends with a insulting death to the Moonveil user, so I think that's deserved. But Moonveil, really good weapon now. Awesome weapon, probably one of my favorites. I don't care if I'm a hypocrite for saying that. I will totally own up to it because they put it, I said this in my Moonveil video, it's just in a good spot right now. Honorable death in a duel. Wing of Estelle, what a cool weapon. I made a whole playstyle based on this, made a video on it already. I love the idea, again, like a combo, or you get paid for chaining hits. That beam right there gets a lot stronger if you're landing blows. I've even gotten used to using this Ash of War in conjunction with it. The only thing I regret is I couldn't fit the Estelle theme with the Waves of Darkness on this build. I'm just not going to run a heavy weapon, it doesn't fit. And yeah, I think that's all the builds, man. There's just more I could do. I obviously could run a Dark Moon Greatsword. I usually love Moonlight Blade, but it's just, I don't know. I'm not happy about it in this game. I'll be giving it another try or two. But these are builds I've already ran for a year now. We've been playing Elden Ring for a year now. Look at the crazy stuff you can do just with not one stat, but like one damage type. So okay, let's kind of condense this down. I'm done gushing about all these builds. Hopefully this video has been showing off how many crazy styles of play. Like, these are all characters built with a play style designed around trying to utilize a weapon or use magic without a staff or just some kind of theme, and they've all turned out amazing, fun to play, feels good to like wreck gankers, co-opers, Lernia losers, Limgrave duelists, like fake wannabe duelists, you know. And they all got a theme to them. But I mean, this is just like a small example to the variety, and I say effective variety of Magic. So I will be the first to say Magic's got a big problem due to its popularity that kind of weakens it when you run into somebody prepared with the barrier or the fortification, but it still doesn't understate how strong Magic can be, what you can utilize with the Magic, how much you can mix and match, like how strong the buffs are, the different ranges of levels. I mean, see, I don't know. I'm just I've always been a fan of int builds in the Dark Souls series, and I have my gripes with Elden Ring. I have my gripes with the Ash of War system. Like, I want my freaking Catalyst weapons back, but I've had no problem clearly making a variety of Magic or int based builds, and the magic damage type itself is absurdly strong. I guess I'll cover it a little more in detail real quick, but a lot of these builds are utilizing the Physic, the Scorpion, and the Graven Mass Talisman or Shard of Alexander. I mean, that's a lot of stacking if you consider that. There's no Terra Magica play, but other boosts you can use are Terra Magica, obviously, or you can have, if you know what you're doing, you can use 2 different staffs and get the boost out of that. What's that other one? The Jellyfish Shield. I wish I had a build ready for it. I really want to try something with the crossbow, but you don't really get any scaling with the crossbow or the bows. But you can still boost the magic damage, so just keep that in mind. There's way more than even in this video of like everything you do with magic type damage, you know? And most of it is just intelligence related. Intelligence has a monopoly on magic damage. But I don't know, there's just so much going on with magic damage. It was hard to like figure out, you know, what to even say for this video. And so I figured I'd just show off all these cool, crazy builds. And here I am, I don't know how to talk in a video, so I'm just babbling and babbling and babbling. Anyway, if you lasted this long, that's awesome. We're getting towards the end. Listen, magic damage type is probably the second strongest damage type overall. I'm talking everything. Physical, elemental, statuses, especially after the nerf to statuses. I'm trying to show off with all these builds that you can not only do great damage, but you can have a lot of fun and a whole slew of spells and ashes and weapons to play around with. One of its only shortcomings is that it is popular and people know about it. They'll be ready for, you know, some people will be ready for you with barrier. And the other thing is you kind of got to invest into the intelligence stat, which kind of limits your options for weapons, unlike, say, Dexterity Lightning, which is why I love it so much. But yeah, I'm going to leave it on that. Magic's freaking awesome. If you're still afraid of wizards, it ain't going to change anytime soon. But if you haven't played a wizard yet, maybe you should. I'll check you in the next video. Have a great day.